Good evening, I'm Jennifer Griswold. We first told you yesterday, Scattered Joy Acres is demanding Nebraska Humane Society return 9 animals they seized on August 24th. NHS says Scattered Joy Acres is violating a city ordinance by having non-domestic animals. Scattered Joy Acres says they have the proper licenses and can have the animals. 3 News Now chief photographer Stephanie Nolte spoke with a couple of families who say their children are missing therapy with one of those confiscated animals.
Touch. Good boy, Aquila.
4-year-old Connor loves sensory play.
Porcupine.
He has cerebral palsy caused by brain damage.
Connor's nonverbal. He doesn't eat like everybody else. He's tube fed. He is cognitively and intellectually disabled. So Connor doesn't make bonds and attachments like you and I do.
But he did bond with an animal he met at therapy at Scattered Joy Acres.
And Aquila, this little porcupine, is the most gentle little thing. She walks up to him, sniffs his hand, and takes it extremely slow. And eventually, after 20-30 minutes, she just sits in his lap.
Kim Britton also describes the porcupine as gentle. Her 11-year-old son Noah spends time with Aquila during animal therapy.
Very domesticated. And now I wouldn't go out in the wild and pet a porcupine, but her we felt very safe with, yes.
Nebraska Humane Society Vice President of Field Operations Steve Glantz says porcupines have razor-sharp quills that can hurt people.
It may be have been gentle and unassuming to this point, but again, it's a wild animal, and with a wild animal comes some unpredictability.
Glantz says NHS also has an obligation to the animals to make sure they're well taken care of.
We definitely can appreciate the therapeutic value that animals provide for kids and adults, but we just feel that let's use a domestic animal. There are plenty of options.
Both Britton and Henning say they feel safe sending their sons to animal therapy with a porcupine.
We have a dog at home. He was looking for something a little more different, because he is different. And I think that's how he feels a connection.
Those porcupine quills, he likes to open up his hand and feel them. They don't hurt him. He just loves the feeling of them. It's a neat thing to see, a little boy that doesn't have attachments with anything, to have a bond with something.
And they hope Scattered Joy Acres gets Aquila back so their sons can see her again soon. In Omaha, Stephanie Nolte, 3 News Now.
Some families gathered outside NHS late this afternoon to protest the seizure of Scattered Joy Acres animals. Scattered Joy Acres says they should be exempt from city code that prohibits non-domestic animals because they are a nonprofit zoo. A court hearing to determine who will keep the animals is set for next month.